make sure they have a Social Security card, make sure they have a library card. They said, why would I need a library card? Well, some of the guys are homeless. So if not no more than on a cold day, you have somewhere to go where it's warm. And maybe while you're in there, you might read a book,
Okay.
you know. Or in the summertime, the same scenario. If it's hot outside and you go into an air-conditioned building, and that's a possibility. Also, I have them register to vote. You are one of the citizens of Nashville. This is one of your responsibilities. You mean I'm that important? Yes, you are. So we insist that they register to vote. And there are some who come in who may have some problems where they're not eligible, but we are going to let the agency let us know that they are not eligible. If a man is sick, he becomes the ward of his family or becomes the ward of the city. So we try to insist and influence them to take care of yourself. If I have a toothache, I don't have the money to go get a tooth pulled. So in the program, we have a network with Matthew Walker. Matthew Walker will give them a free health situation.
And so, in a real sense, you're able to, from your base in the Employment Security Department, you're able to reach out into other areas and find other services that these persons might be able to become involved in. I understand you talked about the homeless population. Do you find a large number of people that come to you are actually homeless persons? And what are some of their situations when you find that?
When a homeless person comes into our program, they will have been referred by the Human Services. They have gone there to get food stamps. In getting food stamps, one of the criteria are that you must be involved in one of the programs that are prevalent. So survival skills, they are mandatorily assigned to survival skills. So when they come in, a lot of them do not have permanent housing or whatever. A lot of them do not have, or from out of town, and don't have ID. That is the biggest fallacy I find in men walking around the streets without positive identification. Of the Tennessee people, I ensure that they get a birth certificate. Why? Because a lot of us as men, our parents, have our birth certificates. So what do you have to prove who you are? You don't. So I get that as a positive proof of who you are.
So you're finding that that's a real problem in terms of a large number of persons not having any, not much less driver's license, anything less, but no real identification as to how to identify themselves.
And you know, like you say, there are a lot of guys who may have problems with driving and they don't have driver's license, but there is a driver's Tennessee ID that they're supposed to have. Well, we insist that they also get that. And once they procure these employment tools, I call them, once they procure those, you can sense that they have a better feeling about themselves. Their low self-esteem has been improved. What? Because they have proof.
And so it's a whole conscious raising, self-esteem kind of thing that you're trying to instill in many of these persons who are dealing with survival skills.
Yes, the educational material that is in the program is like following a script. That's fine. We do that to the word. But however, additionally, those are the things that they find that here's a person who cares. I mean, not that everybody else haven't been, but men have fears of failing as a man, as a father, as a brother, as a person who didn't get enough skills or education. They have fears of this being found out. Well, don't worry about it being found out. You've got to do something about it and go from here. We've got training programs that you've got to get involved. We're going to let you know where they are.
Now, what about literacy? And this, I think, is a very, very important element dealing with employment security. What about some of your literacy programs, and what do you find in your department in terms of the opportunity that people have to become literate? A large number of our people, for example, drop out of high school, and et cetera, and et cetera. But what are we doing in terms of trying to deal with that?
Well, one thing, I'm blessed. I'm in special projects, which handles the food stamp carryover from the Department of Human Services. And our representatives down there, Flo Parsley, Deborah Owens, all the other people that work there, they have the option. If they find a literate person, they have, and they do send them on to literate education or whatever. So that's a good option for them.
And so you think that with this program, what about this program? And you indicated that the Survival Skills Program started in Kansas, and that this is one of the several pilot projects. What about taking such a program, and especially since you indicated that you're dealing with the homeless population, with people who have dropped out of high school and et cetera. What about the cost effectiveness of such a program to apply it on a much larger scale? For example, certainly you might be able to apply it in Nashville, but what about throughout the nation? Is this one of the many possibilities that we can think about when we have to deal with the 40 and the 50% of unemployment that we find in many of our communities? Why don't you, that's what I want you to speak to,
Okay.
speak those kinds of issues.
What we found is Dr. Linda Thurston indicated at our last conference that there are now 24 states that have got survival skills undergo. And the male situation is growing vastly, and I look forward to the time when it'll be in every major city. I guess the biggest problem right now is they're only attacking the local major cities in the major states right now, but I'm sure the rural areas, they're going to want programs such as this to help them, all of the total. It'll expand, I'm sure.
And so there's a tremendous possibility. What about the staff in such a program? I mean, is this program cost effective in terms of the number of dollars you have to put in for professionals to deal with the people who need these skills?
Well, I'm not, up on the financial situation of that, but I am up on giving my own, my caring, my concern for
Well, do you have
people.
a large number of people, staff members in your own department compared to the number of people you're trying to help?
The only thing we have right now is I do the facilitating for the males in Nashville, and Renetta Swanson is a facilitator for the females in our particular office, etc.
And so in reality, you really have just two persons who are deeply involved in that program, yet you're dealing with a large...
employment security.
Employment security, yet you're dealing with a large number of other folks, and you have access to some of these other offices that you can make referrals to in dealing with these persons.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's depending on how the contract is written as who the clients are. Human Services is the parent operator of that situation, but I'm sure that it can expand.